Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Grognax, and today we will be taking a look at Fallout 4 and how to become a Wasteland Tycoon. In this video, I will show you in detail each step you need to take to create and harvest purified water, which you can use like currency or to collect caps themselves. The first thing we want to do is properly allocate our special points. We're going to want a very high charisma stat because that is going to affect our vendor buying and selling prices, and that is very important for this playthrough. We're going to want medium intelligence, perception, and agility for crafting and VATS effectiveness. Strength and luck will be very low because they are not very helpful with a playthrough of this style. So let's go ahead and talk to our Vault-Tec representative and see if he can help us out.
Sounds great.
Oh, it is. Believe you me. Now, you're already cleared for entrance in the unforeseen event of total atomic annihilation.
Now in this playthrough, I made a mistake, and I set my intelligence 1 point too low. So during your playthrough, I suggest taking 1 point from agility and putting it into intelligence.
Let's see.
Now, let's name our character and pick our special stats before we head out into the Wasteland. Wasteland Tycoon seems to be a very fitting name for this character, so let's go ahead and lock that in right there. I recommend 1 strength, 5 perception, 1 endurance, 9 charisma, 6 intelligence, 5 agility, and 1 luck.
Wonderful. That's everything. Just gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations on being prepared for the future.
Thanks again.
As soon as we leave the vault, we're going to want to start looting and scrapping literally everything that is not bolted down, focusing mainly on ceramic, cloth, copper, oil, rubber, screws, gears, and steel, because those are the components we will need to produce industrial water purifiers and generators to power those purifiers. What I like to do when I get to Sanctuary is take the time to go through each house and scrap everything till the house is barren. Then I focus on scrap like tires and lampposts. Tires provide a good source of rubber, while lampposts provide a good source of copper, and there are many scattered throughout Sanctuary. After scrapping, there are 3 things we want to do before we start crafting our purifiers. First, we want to grab this beautiful issue of Grognak Jungle of the Bad Babies. Secondly, we want to pick up the special magazine and allocate the point into charisma. Thirdly, and lastly, we want to go behind the northeasternmost building of Sanctuary and loot the root cellar under the building. There is a lot of good loot down here, so it is definitely a good idea to clear it out before moving onward. Once we have collected all that Sanctuary has to offer, we are almost ready to start building our purifiers. The only thing left to do is level up so that we can put a point into science. We need the first level of science to build industrial purifiers, which produce 40 water per cycle versus 10 water that the regular purifiers produce. I recommend that you start building your base to gain XP. It will not take much to gain your first level. I got my level, so let's go ahead and put that right into science. Now that we're ready to build our water purifiers, we'll head down to the river that runs underneath the bridge to Sanctuary. Place as many of these industrial purifiers as you can, as tightly packed together as you can, to maximize potential water income. Once you have all the purifiers you can build, connect them all together with wires. Then place as many generators as you need to power the purifiers. Connect the generators to the purifiers and voila, we have 160 water. We have purifiers producing water now, which is good, but it is not enough. So we're on to the next step. We must now take the long walk to Diamond City. I encounter numerous bloatfly on my journey and gladly accept the XP. And just when I think it's over, nope, here comes 4 more. I take the first 3 out with no problem, but the last one just won't go down and I have to use VATS. After fighting through a swarm of bloatfly, I finally make my way to Diamond City. Now we will not be doing much here now, we just needed to unlock the fast travel marker and let the game clock tick so that the purifiers have time to produce water. So let's fast travel back to Sanctuary. If we check the inventory at our workshop and look under the aid category, we should now have a good amount of purified water. What I'm about to tell you is very important when trying to harvest water. You must remove all water, including dirty water, from the workshop, or the purifiers don't cycle and add more water. I will show you in just a few moments what to do when you start to collect too much water that you cannot carry. But for now, we are going to fast travel back to Diamond City and talk to Myrna. She has a significant amount of junk in her inventory that we need to purchase with our purified water so that we can then build more purifiers. Once you get on a good roll of collecting water, buying supplies, and building purifiers, the amount of purified water you can collect really starts to snowball into a substantial collection each cycle. So much water, in fact, that you will have trouble transporting it all. Which brings us to the next step, collecting a companion and making them carry all of your water.
Piper.
In this case, I will be using Piper, simply because she is one of the easiest companions to get early on in the game. We will be using a game mechanic that allows your companion to carry unlimited weight.
Sure.
The only stipulation of this game mechanic is that the companion must pick up the items. They cannot be given to them through the trade function. I am now going to use my level up points to invest into Cap Collector and Local Leader. Local Leader level 2 is what we're really shooting for. That's what's going to allow us to utilize our purified water quickly and efficiently. Now let's go back to Sanctuary to build more purifiers with the supplies we bought from Myrna. As you can see, I can only build 2 more purifiers right now. But once you start making enough water to buy shipments of supplies, it becomes quite easy to max out your water production. Now let's check our workshop inventory. We have even more purified water than the last time, now that we have more water purifiers. And now we run into the problem that I previously mentioned about the carry weight. So it is now time to build a container to place our water somewhere that Piper can pick it up. Walk over to the container, open your inventory, and dump all of your water into the cabinet. Then simply command Piper to inspect the cabinet, and she will remove the water and put it in her inventory, where you can access it from anywhere at any time. And if we check Piper's inventory, sure enough, there's our water. Now we can use that to go back to Diamond City and get more supplies, which we will do repeatedly until our water is at max production. After a few trips back and forth to Diamond City, your water production area should look a little something like this. It will take just about all the space you have to place enough water purifiers to max out production, but I assure you, you do have enough space. Here you can see that the water production is maxed out at 999. It takes a little time, but it is fairly easy to do. So here comes the final step. I have gone around doing missions to level up and collecting and saving my water till I got to level 14, where I can pick the second level of Local Leader as a perk. Now that is going to give us the ability to build vendors at our settlements. As you can see, I have already built one of each vendor type, and if you notice, I have built a bed and a container to make grinding out caps from these vendors as quick and as easy as possible. Wearing a full set of charisma enhanced clothing will greatly increase the worth of your purified water. You can also use grape mentats to further increase that water's value. Now all you have to do is make rounds at these vendors, taking all their caps and any supplies you desire. Once the vendors are depleted, sleep for 48 hours and the stash will replenish. You can then repeat until you are satisfied with your wealth.
Sure.
If you notice in the video, my caps are at about 24,000. It took me about a half an hour to achieve that number. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The full guide on how to become a Wasteland Tycoon. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave a comment down below in the comments section. Thank you so much.